So let us start with those commands. And here in this PowerPoint presentation, I have an Excel sheet attached. So in that Excel sheet, we have the list of the commands. So we have seen various commands yesterday, like how to find out the RAM size, or how to find out which version of Linux operating system we are using, or to find out whether Linux is a 32-bit or 64-bit, etc., etc. So we have seen all these kind of commands. So let us start today with the first command, that is man. So man is basically a kind of help what we use in Windows. So in Windows, for every application that you are going to install, when you press F1, then you would be getting the help option. So just like that, man is also such command. So which is going to give you some information regarding the command that you want to use, and what are all the options available and all. For example, yesterday we saw one command called uname. So basically this command is going to tell you what operating system you are going to use, and if you want to know more about uname command, then you can type man space uname. So then it is going to give you much more information about this, like what is uname. So basically it is going to print the system information, and print certain system information with no option, same as -s. And what are all the options that are available in order to use this with this command is these options. So if you say uname -a, it is going to give you some information, and if you type uname -s, then it will give you some other information. So like that you have various things in place. And when you enter into man page, at the end of the screen you can see the cursor was just hanging over there. So if you want to come out from this man page, then you need to just simply enter Q, small q. Then automatically the cursor will be back again, and now you can use whatever the options that were specified, like uname -s, or uname -v, or uname -a. So it is going to give you some detailed information like this. So you can use this command with you can use this man with so many other commands also. Like yesterday we saw one command like free-m, which will give you the information about what is the RAM size and all. So you can basically give this command also, man free. So you can see basically this free command is to display the amount of free and used memory in the system. And what are all the options available? You have -b, which is going to display the amount of memory in bytes. You have -k, which is going to display the data in kilobytes, and -m, which is going to display the data in MBs. Like the same way, you can use -t, which is going to display a line containing the totals, or you can use -o, or you can use -v. So some options you have like this. And also we have what this particular command, or from where this particular command is getting the information about memory. So it is going to take the information from a file called /proc/meminfo. So basically this command free is going to access that particular file, and from that it is going to display the information on the screen. So this is how you can get some information about man. So that is how any Unix command you can use with man, and you can get much more information about the command. And which command I will be talking about this at later point of time. Then we have su command. So basically su command stands for switch user. So right now I am there in root user, and suppose I want to switch to some other user, or let's say I want to switch to a user by the name Oracle, then I will be using a command like su space hyphen Oracle. So this will switch my current user to Oracle user, and now you can see you have entered into Oracle user. So basically su is for that purpose. And then we have id command. So we have discussed this yesterday. So if you want to know with which user you have logged in, you would be using id command, and the same can be achieved through who am I with spaces and without spaces, and you can use finger command. So we saw all these yesterday. So that is what who am I, then with spaces and without spaces, then W is also going to do the same. So even if you give W, it is going to give you the information what is the user, from which machine the user logged in, at what time the user logged in, etc. etc. Uname we have already saw that. And then we have the next command as pwd, which stands for present working directory. So when you type something like pwd, it means that it is going to show you in which directory you are located. So for example, now I am located in /root location, and if you want to switch to some other location, you would be using cd, that means change directory. So suppose I want to enter into U01 mount point, then I would be using cd space /U01, which will take me to that particular mount point. And if I want to come out from that mount point, again I need to say cd space /, which will take you to the previous present working directory. So after entering into cd/u01, if you say pwd, present working directory, it will show you as /u01. And after you type cd /, once again if you say pwd, it will go to the root user. So pwd basically stands for present working directory. And how you can correlate this to Windows? Suppose when you are traveling to Windows, something like this, then you can see computer on the top of the window, you can see computer, the new volume, that is E, and then don't delete and all. So this we generally call the address bar. So whatever you are seeing in the address bar, that will be your current location in Windows. Similarly, in Linux, when you type pwd, whatever the location it is showing, so that will be your current location. And next you have ls command. So basically ls command is to list down the files that are available. So when you say ls, it is going to list down the files and the directories existing on present working directory. So these are all the files available on the particular directory, or sorry, particular location. And similarly, if you go for cd/01, of course nothing is there here, so that's the reason it is not showing anything. So just like how dir command works in Windows operating system, so even ls command is also going to work in a similar fashion. But ls command will always have some options, that is -ltr. So what is this LTR is, as I said yesterday, options. So ls is the main command, -l or t or r are the options that we can use with this particular ls command. So what happens basically when you type lsf and ltr, it is going to list down the files in more clear way, and also it is going to list down the older files at the top and the latest files at the bottom. So that is one advantage that you have. So when you use ls-ltr, you will be seeing the files nicely displayed on the screen, and not only that, all the older files will be shown on top, and whatever the file that is latest created or modified, that will be shown at the bottom of the output. And then we have cd command. Just now we discussed this. And then we have date command. So we have discussed about date command yesterday. Then cal command and the who. So the command who is also going to behave similar to whoami itself. It is going to give you what is the user connected and from which machine it connected, all those things. Then we have host name. So when you type host name, then it is going to give you what is the name of your server. And env echo I will talk about later. Then we have history command. So basically history command is going to display the commands what you have issued till now. So when you go for this history, it is going to display what commands you ran till now. So for example, today we started with this command, and the last command that I ran is history. So that means whatever the commands as a user you are executing, all this information will be tracked by Linux administrators or Linux operating system. So whatever the commands you are giving, it is going to keep a track of that. Like how many commands it is going to store like this. So Linux by default it is going to store 1000 commands. So till here you saw 31 commands are there. So this count can increase till 1000. So when you type more commands after 1000, the older commands will get removed from the history. So by default at any moment of time 1000 commands will be remembered or registered. And then we have more command. So what is mean by more command? So what is mean by more command is, it is going to display the data of the file in pages. So let's say I have a file by the name messages. So if I want to see the content of the file, so normally if you have a file in Windows operating system, and if you want to check the content of the file, you will be opening that with Notepad or Microsoft Word or any other application like that. And similarly, if you want to see the content of the file in Linux operating system, the first one which you are going to use is cat command. So cat. So this command is going to show you the entire contents of the file. So when you type enter, you will be seeing all the lines will be displayed. But the problem is all the contents will be displayed in a single shot. So when you scroll up, because of your number of lines restricted in the screen or whatever be the other reasons, you may not able to see the older lines or the lines which are there beginning of the file. So that is the reason Linux operating system has given you one more option, that you can go and use more command for that. And when you say more than the file name, what this command is going to do is, it is going to show you the data in pages. For example, if you type more than file name, you can see it is going to display the first 10 or 20 lines, and the cursor is hanging over there. So now if you press the space bar, then it will go to the next page, and if you press enter, it will go to the next line. So those are the things that we have with more command. And similar to more command, we have less command also. So this will also display the content of the file in pages only. So when comes to real time, we will be using more command. Usage of less command is very low. And cat command, just now we discussed it. Then we have head command. So head command is nothing but it is going to display the first 10 lines of the file. So cat command is going to display the entire content of the file. Then more command is going to more or less whatever be the commands. So these commands are going to list down the content of the file in pages. And when comes to head command, it is going to display the first 10 lines of the file. So you can see this is the first 10 lines of the file. So similar to head, we have one more command called tail. So if head displays the first 10 rows of the file, tail is going to display the last 10 rows of the file. So when you type tail, the last 10 rows will be displayed, and when you type head, the first 10 rows will be displayed. Now if you want to increase this, so suppose you want to display 50 lines and not 10 lines, then you can simply say head-50 messages. Then 50 messages or 50 lines will be displayed for you. Similarly, if you want to see the last 50 lines of the file, then you can say tile-50, then the file name. So this is going to display the last 50 lines of the file. So that is how we have head and tile. Now in tile itself, I would like to show you one more option. So when you say tile-f, then the file name, and if that file is getting data from other machine or due to some other way, then automatically this tile-f command is going to update the content on the system. So let me show you that. So now you can see for the tile-f messages command, the last command you have on the last line that you can read over here is some session was closed for user Oracle. And you can see the cursor was hanging there. That means whenever this file messages is getting updated, it will show you that extra line over here. So to understand that, I am taking this duplicate session and I am trying to log in as Oracle user. So the moment the session was logged in, you can see a new line. So the last line earlier is at 2048, but the new line you can see it was there at 2101, and it says that the session was opened for user Oracle. So basically this is what it is going to do. Whenever some data is getting appended to this particular file, you can enable that and you can watch it using tile-f command. So that is one option we have with the tile-f. So any queries there before we proceed with the next command? Yeah, Oracle user, I have created it. Even when you go for Oracle Enterprise Linux, by default, that user will be created also. Okay. Okay. Do you mean to say out of all these 23 commands, which one we will use regularly? Do you mean to say that? Uh, okay. In that case, I can say, who am I? This command we use very frequently. Then ls command also we use it very frequently. Then cd command. Then more, and then tail. So other commands also we will use them, but not that much frequently. So if you ask as a DBA daily what commands we use, these are all the commands we use. So okay. So basically, tail command is going to display the last 10 lines of a file. Suppose you have a file. For example, here I have a file by the name messages. So if I want to see the last portion of the file, because if you have a file of very big size, then you cannot able to see the last part of the file, or the end portion of the file. So if you want to see the top portion of the file, you would be using head command. Similarly, if you want to see the last 10 lines of the file, then you would be using tail then file name. So then it will display the last 10 lines of the file. So, and no, if you want to see the last 20 lines, then you would be using the command like this, tail hyphen 20, then the file name. So this is going to display the last 20 lines. So by default it is 10 lines, and when you go for hyphen 20, it will be 20 lines. So that is how we have that. So let us go for the next one, that is WC command. So WC stands for word count. So this is going to give you the information about how many words are there under a file, or how many lines are there under a file, and how many characters are there under a file. So suppose if you say WC, then the file name. This file contains 500 lines, and it contains 5551 lines, and 5551 words, and it contains 37,869 characters or letters. So basically word count is going to give you that information. And then we have mkdir command. So this command is similar to one which we have in Windows. So if you want to create one directory of your own, then you will be using this command. Let's say mkdir, then abc. So this will create one directory by the name abc. And if you want to remove the directory, then you would be using rmdir abc. And if you want to create multiple directories, like I want to create ABC, under ABC I want to create XYZ, and under XYZ if I want to create PQR, then all these three I can do in a single shot with the help of this command mkdir-p. But we don't have any command like this. rmdir, then slash xyz, then pqr. So we do have that command also. So you can either create multiple directories in a single shot, or you can remove multiple directories in a single shot. So that is what this is. And if you want to remove a particular file, you will be using rm command. So rmdir is to remove a directory, but rm command is to remove a file. Then we have ps command. So ps stands for process status. That means it is going to show you what are all the processes running in the Unix operating system, and what is the status. Is it working fine, or is it working slow? It is going to give you the kind of information basically. And when you type ps, you may not see complete details over here. So to list all the processes that are running in the Unix operating system or Linux operating system, you will be using this command ps-ef. So this command is going to list you all the processes that are running in this particular server. So if you look at here, so many processes are being running. So that is what basically it is going to do. And the TTY, these commands are not required for us. Then we have something called the grep command. So grep command is similar to search command in Windows. Suppose I have a file. So I have a file called messages. So I am going to cat command. Just now I told you it is going to display the content of the file. Now while display, if I want to grep the name by Oracle, that means in this file messages, wherever Oracle is getting appeared, I want to list down all those into a separate display. So in such case we can do this. So now you can see out of this file which is located under /var/log, there is a file called messages, and when we run this particular grep command, that means that out of this file you want to read out the lines or the positions where the keyword called Oracle displayed. So basically in this file you are searching for a keyword called Oracle. So grep is for that purpose. And the awk std we will not use much, and which command, as I said, I will show you later. And then we have touch command. So touch is basically a command in order to create an empty file. For example, if I want to create an empty file, then I would say touch abc. So then one file will get created by the name of abc. And you have something called find command. So just like grep command is going to do the search inside a file, find command is used in order to search for a particular file. So the syntax of the find command is like this: find, then the location, then -n, then file name. So suppose I want to find out in /var-n with a file name called messages. So then it is going to search in that particular location. So here what happens is Linux operating system is going to check for this file in this particular location /var. Sorry, it is not -n, it is -name. So So you can see the output over there. So under slash var, there are two files with the same name, that is messages, and this is how you are going to retrieve the output. And su command, we already saw that man and pg is not required. So these are all the commands that we have. So now let us talk about the files and directories in Linux. So in Linux, basically files are divided into multiple types, like the ordinary files, then the directory files and the special files. So ordinary files are nothing but the text files which we create as normal users, and directory files contains some critical files which are required to run the operating system, and then you have special files. These files are going to help either the ordinary files or the directory files, and you can store some information out of these special files. And one more thing is, in Linux, everything is recognized as a file. So for example, there is a hardware device, so that will be treated as a file, or there will be a software device, there is a software, even that also will be recognized as a file. So everything, it will be done as a file in Linux. And how Unix is going to store its files or the directories, it is in the form of tree structure, and for this tree always the root will be the super user, and the root is generally represented with a slash symbol. So that is where you can see on the top you have slash symbol, and under slash you have multiple directories and subdirectories. So the first file system you have is slash DAV. So slash DAV is going to store the information about device files. That means, as I said, CD-ROM will be detected as a file in Linux, and what I can say, any other hardware component. So all these hardware components are going to be stored in the form of files. And the other one you have is SBIN. So SBIN is going to store the system utilities to start up the Linux operating system. And then you have slash USR slash bin, where it is going to store the inventory of the commands like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And you have slash etc also, so which is nothing but selling out which is nothing but to store the system configuration files. So like what is the memory information that you have, what is the CPU information you have, so all this will be maintained in this particular system config files. And then you have slash home, which is nothing but the user's location where we can develop our particular files or create directories or remove directories. So whatever the actions we want, we can do them through this particular location. And then we have slash var, and slash var is going to basically contain the files which are dynamic in nature. That means the files which are getting updated very frequently, or the files which are getting added very frequently. So all these kind of information will be maintained in this particular location slash var. And we have a small exercise here. So before we start with these commands, everybody clear about those things? Or if you have any queries, please let me know in the chat window. Okay, so assuming no queries are there, so let us start with this command. So we have the next command as touch, which we already saw it. Then pwd, which is nothing but the current working directory. So you have that one also. And then you have creating multiple directories using -p option, or removing multiple directories with -p option. So then you have link command. So link command is going to basically give you the output of the different factors. Or more clearly, we can say link command is something like the shortcut that you have. So in Windows operating system, for most of the softwares that we install, a shortcut will be created automatically on the Windows platform, right? So similar to that, we have link command over here, and how you can use link command is like that. That would be the syntax. So if you are so that's basically about the link command. And then we have file protection or file permissions protection or permissions thing. So when you have some output like what you can see above, let me show you that here. So when you have some output like this, and if you observe in the first position D was written, then it is a directory. So you can see for the directory it has mentioned the first column or the first letter as D, and the second column we are going to use is permissions. So we will come back to permissions at later point of time. And then we have the username and then the group name, and then the size of the file, then what date the file got created, all this kind of information. And usually there are some color codings also available, like if you see a blue color, you can directly assume that it is a directory. And if you see some black color or gray color, you can go and check to which user it belongs to. So like this we have some option of getting the things done. So that is how we have the things with different commands. So I will talk about so now let us go and talk about VI editor. So VI editor is similar to our notepad, but entering the data into VA editor is not that much easy as we do in data. Why? Because in VA editor you need to take a separate, what I can say, you need to take a separate window, and you would be typing the commands over there in order to insert the data and to come out of that insertion of data. So how you are going to use VI editor? So you need to say VI, then the file name. Suppose I want to create a file by the name Pawan, then I will say simply VI space Pawan. So this create command is going to create some indexes on all the tables. Sorry, I missed it. So VI editor is going to basically create a file, and so the moment you say VI, then the file name. So for example, here I used VI space Pawan. So it is going to create a new file, and now you can start inserting the data into this file. But if you want to do the insertion into the file, you need to switch between the command mode and the writing mode. So there are two modes that a VI editor will work. One is command mode and the second one is writing mode. So if you want to write something into this file, now you need to enter into writing mode, and that is possible with the help of a button or with the help of a alphabet called I, small I, lowercase I, not the uppercase one. So the moment you say I, you can see here at the bottom of the file, the mode was changed to insert. That means now your file in VI editor is ready for entering some data or entering some value. So for example, I can say, so I can write some sentence like this, and suppose if you want to do some modifications to this line, or you want to do modifications to the existing line, or you want to extend new line, so in such cases you would be switching between so many command prompts and this one also. So for example, if I want to append to the beginning of the file, I would be using Shift I, and if I want to go to the end of the file, I would be using Shift A, and if I want to if I want to delete one particular letter or one particular word, I can point there and I can simply press X button. So when you press X button, that whatever the word is there, that will be removed, and so like this we have several shortcuts in VI editor. So the disadvantage of VI editor is it is not that much flexible what we have in the Notepad, Windows Notepad, or any other tool. So it is not that much flexible, but still why we are using it is because of security and the strongness that we have. So that is what the slides here talks about. So these are the shortcuts that we need to use. So if you say colon Q and then exclamatory symbol, it is going to quit without saving the file. If you say colon W, it will save. It will save the changes what you have done, but it is not going to quit it. It is not going to come out from the VI editor. And when you say colon WQ, then it will make the changes permanent, and even it is going to quit from the application. And similarly, if you want to quit, you can use Control Z also. Sorry, it is Shift Z, or you can make use of colon X also. And similarly, if you want to delete a single character, you would be using X. If you want to delete a particular set of words or set of line, you would be using DW. So if, DW is going to delete from the cursor position till the end of the current word, and D dollar is going to delete uh, to completely end of the line. So it won't look any other options. So straight away it will go and it will delete the lines. And then we have D0, which is to delete the line at the beginning, and DD, if you want to remove entire line, you will be using the command as DD. And if you want to remove a specific set of rows, then you would be using this option colon 20 comma 40D. So what this is going to do is, it is going to remove the lines between, or remove the data between 40 to 20. So that means 20 rows or 20 lines are getting removed from the editor. And then these are all search options that we have. Slash, then the file name, then it is going to search something, then flash, sorry, slash the, it is going to search for the backward things. And if you want to continue the search in the same direction, you will be using small n. And if you want to search in a backward position or in opposite direction, then you would be using capital N. So these are different options that we have. And similarly, we have YY command, which is to copy a line, and then we have P command, which is to paste the line. So these are all the options that we have with VA Editor. Suppose, let me show you that. So this is the Unix class, and let's say I want to, so now, right now my cursor is there at the end, you can see, and now I want to append something to the beginning of the line. So when you want to go to beginning of the line, you can press left arrow. If you can keep on pressing left arrow, but that will take time. So instead of that, you can use shortcut capital I, so that the cursor will move to the beginning position in a single shot, and whatever the content I want to write over here, so I can write over there. So similarly, if my cursor is at the end portion, or almost at the end of the, or in the middle of the file, or middle of the line, and you want to add something, then you can say Shift A. So when you say Shift A, it is going to come to the end of the line, and then you can type something over here. And so as we discussed, if you want to remove particular word or particular space or something, you would be using small x, and you should do that in a command mode. So you need to say small x, then only that particular word will be deleted. And if you say DW, it is going to delete till the end of the line. And if you say D0, it is going to delete from the cursor position to the beginning of the line. So like this, we have different shortcuts in place with VA Editor. So any queries over here before we proceed further? No, Pallavi, it is not possible. If you want to copy one file to another file, you need to, just use cp command. For example, see here. So I created a file by the name Pavan, and if I want to if I want to copy the content of the file, simply I need to say cp, then space the original file name, space then the new file name. So now even a file called Kumar also will get created, and Kumar also will be having the same content as Pavan. So you can do like this. Okay, so if you want to append some lines from one file to another file, what you can do is open your original file, copy the content by selecting that. So if you are using putty, how you can copy is just select what the content you want to copy and quit from there. Open the destination file and go to the next line. So to go to the next line, you need to say small o and then do a right click of the mouse. Then automatically you will be getting the content what you have been there. So in your case, if you are asking for 100 lines, you need to select all the 100 lines, and after opening the destination file, you need to just say right click, all the 100 lines will be pasted for you. I can show you in another way also. Suppose I have a very big file like this, so I want to copy this content now. So I will be selecting it, then quit, then open the file and then do a mouse right click, and you can see the content whatever I selected will be just copied to this file. So this is how we can do it. Yes, we do have an option to replace also. So suppose in this file you can see a word called BAL. Suppose I want to replace that word with some other, then how we can replace is, first you need to do colon, you need to type colon. So see at the bottom here please. So you need to type colon, then you need to say %s, then you need to give slash, you need to give old name, the old name is BAL, and then you need to give new name. Let's say I want to give new name as PowerDBA, then slash G, that means you want to replace in entire file. So once you do that, now you can see instead of BAL it is going to show you as PowerDBA. So this is how we can do the replacing. Yeah, this is for specific word only, right? Suppose I want to replace PowerDBA with something else, then I will need to follow the same thing. %s slash PowerDBA, that is old name. Then let's say I want to replace that with a new name like Pawan, then slash G. So this will replace PowerDBA with Pawan. Again you can see over here. So %s means string, s means string over there. So which string you want to search? So that is what we have basically with the VA editor. So any other queries? Okay, inode is like registry funny. For example, in Windows, whenever you install some software and all, the values will be stored in the registries. So if you want to see those values and all, usually we will type reg edit, registry edit. Okay. So, and here you can see the things like, for example, you installed Mozilla. So for Mozilla, what are all the registry values you have? So that will be shown here. So similar to this concept, inode is a registry in Linux operating system. And coming to your question, what you mean by go to next word? I didn't get you. Okay. You mean to say for searching purpose? So for searching purpose, suppose I want to search for a particular word, for example, Kanna. So first of all, to search, what you need to do is you need to put a slash and then Kanna. And once you hit enter button, of course in this nothing is there, but let me search for Oracle. So when you search for Oracle, it will show you the occurrence over here. If you want to travel down, you would be using small n, and if you want to travel back, you would be using capital N. Or let me search for a word called device. So if you press a small n, you will be coming down, and if you press a capital N, you will be scrolling upwards. Just like in Notepad, how we have searching downwards or upwards. So here also we have similar option. Welcome. No problem. No funny. As far as my knowledge, without opening the file, it is not possible to replace a word. Okay, using find option, you can find option is only to find out the file name. So you cannot use find option to retrieve a word from a file. So it is only to check whether the file is existing or not. You cannot search for a word inside a file using find command. For that, definitely you will need to open with vEditor. So any more queries we have? Yes, Pallavi. vEditor is quite important for real time. So you guys require to practice it. So you need to just understand how we can enter the content, and how we can delete some lines, or how you can save the file. So you need to make practice of those things. Okay. And tomorrow we will be discussing about the rest of the chapters, like about shell basics and all. So those are very simple only. We will understand it very easily. So, and I have sent out email regarding videos. I shared the videos. So do you guys receive that? Pallavi, I have already sent this Unix PPT yesterday itself. It will be there in your email. So, so do you guys have received the videos? I have shared the link for videos. So if you have not checked it, request you to check, any one of you just check your emails and let me know. So just confirm me whether you have received it or not. Okay, fine. So you can use same link. So I will be uploading the videos daily.